And so, tell me first, who is the Vanish for? Remind me, is it a son, daughter?
It's my daughter. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's 15. So she's just finished
Okay.
her freshman year in high school. Yeah.
Awesome. And so tell me a little bit about your daughter. Like, how long had she suffered from acne? Tell me about the acne journey up until you found or learned about Vanish.
Yeah. So she was good until probably like, I don't know, I'd say maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. So right around like when she turned like eighth grade, late or early eighth grade. So like that 13
Yeah.
age, and wasn't bad at first. And we had gone to a dermatologist and we kind of got it under control. It was very like superficial. And then that just stopped working. So we kind of went to, went back and they tried like everything. Now she cannot swallow a pill, and we weren't quite at the point of like, let's do, jump right into like Accutane or something,
Yeah.
or any other kind of like, we did try an antibiotic, but it like, just again, she can't swallow pills. So just that, was not something that was a battle we wanted to fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just kept going back, trying, and just kept getting worse and worse. And then I was so concerned about scarring. She was starting high school. So, all those things at that
Yeah.
age. And nothing was working at all. So literally was like kind of like on a Google search and looking up reviews, and, again, like you literally, this product has been so great because it's 100% helped. I mean, she was like very, very superficial, like, once a month or something. So it's been so great. Her confidence is back. But the idea that it's a mask and that a girl like that age, like they're so into that it just makes it, like just kind of an easy routine to follow, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
been
awesome.
great.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
So
So we're
you had
fabulous.
tried all of the things that you tried recommended by the dermatologist, so more prescription type
They
strength
were
stuff?
all, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, like I could like got a laundry list. I feel like we tried literally everything, all strengths. Nothing wanted to work for
Wow.
her. Yeah.
And I hear a lot from a lot of moms and teens and or individuals in their young 20s when using these products, did they obviously didn't help as you've described, but did they kind of make it worse? Like did they make her skin more irritated and red, or was it kind of just it just didn't help with the acne as much?
There was a couple that actually she pretty sensitive skin, so caused like almost more of like a rash than
Yeah.
helping. So, stayed away from that. She was on tretinoin for a
Yeah.
while, and you hear so many fabulous things about that and that it just worked. But for her, and maybe it's just like maybe it's more geared where it's helpful for like older, more mature skin over time. That just seemed to make it worse. Like it just would not, and we kept trying all the kind of strengths and different cadence of it, and it just that's the one that was like kind of the most frustrating because the
Yeah.
dermatologist was like, give it time. I'm like, okay, we're like 9 months in, and it is not,
Oh wow. So she used it for almost nine
it was
months.
a long time. Yeah, it was a very long
Gotcha.
time.
And then you found Vanish, was it you said just through a Google search, like you were looking for
Yes,
acne treatments
yes.
and we just showed up?
Literally, literally, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then again, like did my kind of due diligence, my little stalking behind the scenes to get, make sure it was a reputable business because there's so many, I mean, gosh, you get like bombarded
Yeah.
on, and some of the before and afters, you're like, that's not a real thing, So it's like, so yeah,
And
so
so
doing
yeah,
a
I would
little
love
bit,
to kind
yeah.
of hear a little bit more about like what made you say, okay, like you found Vanish and like you said, there's probably a million and one kind of acne treatments out there. What made you decide, okay, let's give Vanish a try? Just out of curiosity for me, like,
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think there was a discount or some sort of promotion.
okay,
It wasn't a big. I didn't feel like it. What you're going to the dermatologist, paying for prescriptions, all of that. Like
yeah,
it wasn't. The price wasn't prohibitive for like a kind of a trial. And then just the format of how it's used, I think was
okay,
like, I was like, well, we've tried everything else. Like it can't hurt to give it a shot. Yeah, and it was pretty quick. I will say like within like I'd say 2 months, you definitely started seeing a difference. And then uh even like recently, so I couldn't think how long we probably been using it for. I think how many times I just reordered like another 3 months
Okay.
or like the three, like
The three
the,
pack or
I guess
something.
it's
Yep.
the pack
Mhm.
or whatever. Yeah. So we're probably on like maybe the 5th month, 6th month of
Okay.
using it. So it's like maybe midway through high school is kind of when I started to see, a difference. And I feel like even the scarring, and that could be just there's not additional damage and
Yeah.
irritation happening that, when you got 15-year-old skin, that's it's gonna rebound a little faster
Yeah, exactly.
than 50-year-old skin. But yeah, so it's been
That's
it's
great.
been
So
great.
about two
Yeah,
months is really when you started,
I'd
you and
say
her
about
probably
that.
saw a difference.
Yeah,
How did she feel when you introduced the product for her? Like, as you know, it is a very different type
it
of
is.
product, right? It's yes, it's a mask, but it's not the traditional sheet mask that you keep on for a long
Yeah,
period of time. I always like to hear kind of whether it's skepticism or not, because it helps us like it's tough to describe our product, right? Because it's
it
very
is.
different than a
It
lot of
is.
skincare. And even I chatted with a mom last week, and she's like, I almost had to convince my son, or it was daughter actually, that doing less is actually more,
Yeah.
right? Because the daughter was used to doing like 6 steps and stuff. So, what was your and her reaction just to the format of this product, our dry serum mask? And was there skepticism? Was it met with skepticism, hope? Like, just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I don't, I mean, I think she was kind of like, just almost like presenting like, okay, I'll try, almost like I'll humor you
Yeah.
kind of thing. But I think the ease of it, like when she started getting into the routine of it, it's like to your point, it's like not a lot of steps. You can just wash your face and then, and I'm trying to, I think she does it at night. I can't
Okay.
even
Yeah.
remember now. I think she does before she goes to bed. So it's kind of that last step before bed. It's like easy to travel with. So if
Yeah.
she like, like a soccer tournament or, a sleepover or whatever, it's
So just grab
it's
them.
very easy to, take with you. And it's not like the, going to bed with this like crazy, pink clay or something on your
Exactly.
face. So
Yeah.
so I think that part makes it a little bit more seamless too.
Okay. And then so you mentioned the two
Yeah.
months of when like you guys have kind of
Yeah.
saw some noticeable difference in her acne. Did she notice anything before the 2 months with regards to just like calmness or redness of the skin or anything like that that you know of, or even that you could recognize?
It just kind of seemed like the she still had like a lot of marks and like
Hmm.
dark, pigmentation and scarring and stuff, but there was less breakouts. So it was like kind of just in that way it was starting, you could tell it was starting to calm down.
Yeah.
Um, but it was, kind of like a gradual, and now I feel like she's like the start, like I'll look at her from the side profile and used to be so irritated and
Yeah.
scarring and stuff. And that's pretty much all gone. Like I can see her freckles again, and
Oh,
like so,
that's so
yeah,
nice to hear. That's so nice to hear.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, and then kind of last set of questions I have is just kind
yeah,
of like the transformation. Obviously, acne is something that everyone doesn't want. But what we always look at is like kind of how it helps the individual behind
yeah,
the acne, right? And so tell me, as she started getting the acne 2 years ago, like did you notice anything in how it affected her and how it affected you? And then as you went through this journey of trying things, some working from the dermatologist and then not working, and then ultimately like kind of using Vanish, do you feel like her mood, her personality have changed better for the better since using Vanish as well? Can you kind of give me just like the journey of emotionally how she has felt and how you have felt through this journey?
yeah. I mean, I think so. She was. I knew it bothered her. She didn't talk about it, but she did. It was like I don't know, maybe it was like a month or so ago. She had pulled up a picture of when her skin. She's like, I didn't even realize. She's like, I didn't even realize it was that bad.
Yeah.
Um, and and I think it was probably honestly more for me, just being that like, wanting to solve something that we were trying so hard to do, it wasn't working.
Yep.
I had problems with my skin growing up, so I know that feeling. I think I just wanted to take that away.
Yep.
And make sure that she wasn't, because it's like debilitating on your
Yeah.
confidence and so many things. So for me, but I was more emotionally like successful for me than it honestly was for her. Which is a funny thing to say, I guess. But as a mom and knowing like how that feels, you just don't want your kid
And I
to
think
ever have to feel that way,
I think as a parent in general, I have two young girls, but it's
Yeah,
like you want only the best for your child, so that makes sense.
right.
And so since,
Yeah.
she started using Vanish and you started seeing the difference, have you though noticed, 3 months, 4 months in now that she's been using it, how is she acting differently? Is she her personality more outgoing? And then how do you feel now that you see the
Yeah.
freckles again?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel great, like, because it's just kind of a relief. It's like, there's plenty of things to worry about. That's like one now that I don't,
Yeah.
kind of put that one on the shelf. So that's been great. But yeah, I mean, just like she definitely seems a little bit more confident, a little bit more outgoing, wants to, she's very social and she plays sports and all those things, but she just kind of holds herself, I think, a little bit different.
That's great.
So that's great. Yeah, it's really great.
That's awesome. The last question I would have, you alluded to this earlier on the call, which is, there are a lot of different acne treatments out there.
Yeah.
Not every acne treatment will work for everyone. Like I'll be the first to
Mhm.
admit, as the founder of Vanish, I know that Vanish will not work for 100% of the
Yeah.
individuals, but there are a lot of not only parents, but also teens and young adults that have gone through this journey of trying multiple things, 10 plus even I've heard, and
Yeah.
$3,000 laser treatments that I've heard from previous moms. So there's a lot of skepticism in kind
Mhm.
of when looking for an acne treatment. From your, like, if you were talking to another mom, or if, maybe your daughter was talking to one of her friends, what would you say to someone who is struggling with acne that has maybe seen Vanish but is skeptical? I don't know if I should try it. I don't know if it'll work. From your own words, like obviously from a brand, we can market as much as possible and say this
Yeah.
works, this works, this works. But like you personally, what would you say to another mom whose kid is struggling with acne on, why Vanish, or, why they should, take the leap and even try something so different like Vanish?
Yeah. I mean, I think it would honestly be that I feel like we've got like a little mini case study in our house, and that, again, like kind of understand that, the noise and it's like almost like overstimulating all the information that, comes at you, but, just to like give it a shot, it's like, it's, very, it's not very, difficult to use. It's not very invasive. It's easy. So to give it a shot.
Awesome.
It's not great results. So I wish I had like a little one-liner, but it just, yeah, you know,
We do this to actually, I do this
yeah,
to get your actual feedback, right? Like I don't
yeah,
want a one-liner polished, like,
yeah,
that's the beauty of these conversations is one, I love hearing the impact that it has made. Like I suffer from acne. I still have acne scars from when I was a teen. And, you know, after selling my last business, I actually, I like to say this business found me. I didn't find the business because I was introduced to this technology traveling in
right.
Europe. And I was like,
Okay,
wow, this is pretty cool. And we spent 2 years kind of developing it, but
okay,
that's why we develop it, not actually the other way around. And so
okay,
I just love hearing the impact that we're able to make. And it gives me
yeah.
chills every single time that I hear kind of a success story like this. So
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And I love like the small business piece of it, that just kind of, I think is kind of the little icing,
yeah,
on
awesome.
the cake.
Well,
Yeah,
mhm.
I do have one question though.
Yep,
Like, so there is, each month there's like, it's kind of like phases,
yep,
like the different, so like once it's like, do you have, we've just kind of been rebuying the, original thing. Is there
yep.
like kind of once you have it under control, like should we be continuing to do that like phased approach, or is there like do you just kind of use one style of it
Yeah, very good
going forward?
question. Yeah, very good question. So I'll answer the first part of the question first, which is, after her skin is, let's say, all clear, does she have
Hmm.
to continue using it in general?
Yeah,
The short answer is I don't know. And why I say
yeah,
I don't know is because everyone's skin is different. Some individuals have only used it for 2 months, their skin was completely clear, and then they've stopped.
Okay.
for 6+ months already, right? And so
Yeah.
I think it really just depends on the condition of the skin, how resilient the skin barrier is, and how built that
Mhm.
up it is. So that's kind of question one. So, or answer number one, where if you feel like she's at a good point, you can try to pause it. Like our goal, obviously, from a business standpoint, would we love everyone to buy the product month after month? Sure. But that's not our goal. Like our goal is actually to help clear acne.
Yeah.
So, that's one thing I would try is like pause it for a little, see if there's new acne that's coming up, and then you can always restart it. If it works, it should work kind
Yeah.
of when you restart it. The reason why we created the three phases is actually the anti um other acne treatments, which is these most traditional acne treatments, it's like apply this once or twice a day, every day for as long as you can, right?
Yeah.
Because of the uniqueness of our technology, our belief is like by applying the same thing on your face over and over and over again, it actually loses its effectiveness and you
Okay.
overburden the skin. And so the reason why we do the three phases is each phase, as I'm sure you know, has like kind of just slightly different ingredients that help with
Yeah.
different aspects of the skin. Up including the phase three, which is the salicylic acid, which is kind of like exfoliating and cell
Mhm.
turnover, which is in a lot of different acne treatments, but putting it on your skin every day is not, in our belief, the most ideal, according to
Okay.
our studies and our scientists. So as you continue to use it, yes, she can continue to use all three phases because it's meant to not overburden the skin, and then yet still kind of optimize, the anti-pore clogging of the salicylic acid and everything. We are kind of based off of feedback, some individuals have said like phase one is the best. It's just like so it feels good on the skin. And that's the most calming of it. So we are debating whether we should kind of just roll out like a phase. It would essentially just be a maintenance
Gotcha.
of a
Yeah.
phase one.
Yeah.
But for right now, there's no harm in continuing to use all three phases, and she can use it continuously, and it won't affect her skin at all
Yeah.
negatively.
And that's what we've been doing. So
Yeah,
it's not broken.
yeah,
Like, so,
exactly. Yeah, and that's
yeah.
yeah, that's ideally the goal is we want someone to be able to use it without damaging their skin barrier, being too harsh on the skin
Okay.
barrier for 6+ months if needed.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
great question.
Sounds
Any other
good.
questions on the product usage? Anything that has come up in using it?
No, it's been, yeah. I also think like it's just like even you're like ordering like the website's simple. Like it's not like there's 15 different versions of like kind of the same thing. You're not trying to navigate this crazy menu of, what's gonna work. It's like
Yeah.
it's just very straightforward. So I think that was refreshing as well.
Great. Awesome. Thank you for that feedback as well. So